guys, it's Leanne. So as promised, I'm going to do my walkthrough video for Kanaya's skirt. I've gotten a lot of questions about it on Tumblr, so I wanted to just kind of have a video that all the information would be in. So here it is, if I can get off the thing. It's made out of Barcelona knit, and what that is, I've actually gotten a message saying that I could not find this. When I googled it, I couldn't find it either, but that was what the tag said. But essentially it's a 4-way stretch and it's quite thick, so when I put my hand behind it you can't see anything coming through, and that's all what really you need for it. To be honest, in my opinion, I'm not even sure you need a 4-way stretch knit for this dress because it's not really that necessary. The reason I got this was because in the original Exile script we had a different concept, and I would have been fighting Courtney / Gamzee, which requires, you know, the ability to widen my stance. But since most people, I think, aren't doing that, it's really not that important for you to get fabric like this. I just got this and then we changed the script and I was like, hey, whatever, I keep this fabric. In terms of the actual sewing of it, if I turn it to the side, you can see that hopefully, there's that line down the side, which is where I put the dart. And then the lines are actually one full half oval like thing. On the other side, there's no seam down this side either, so it's just two big pieces, and there are all of the strips sewn together first. So when I first started sewing this costume, I first sewed these strips together. They formed about a rectangle. How much you need is all up to your own calculations. So, for example, when I was plotting this costume out, I hope you can see this. If you can't, I'm going to scan it for you guys. But this is what I had. So essentially for these parts, it was one big piece and all the strips were sewn together, and then I cut out another piece that looked like this, which was going to be the other side. But just make sure you have the sides right, because I did have to triple check to figure out which side her bands are. Make sure you're looking at a non-mirrored picture because that would really suck. But yeah, because I used just a stretch fabric, I could just take in the two side seams and sew them in. Like if this were the seam, they were straight, I just sew them in this way. But if you're using cotton, I would recommend putting a couple darts through the front and the back just to make it fit you, and you would need an elastic. Again, because I just used stretch knits for both the red part and the gray part, I could just slip it over my hips. For those of you who need a little bit more visual aid, I actually cut out a very rough sort of paper pattern of what my pieces look like. So this is the one side I showed you on the drawing, and this is the other. So, pro tip, if you are using a stretch knit, please use something like a zigzag stitch or something that's meant for stretch knits, or else you're going to ruin everything. And also, knits are kind of finicky and delicate to work with, so if you're not super confident in your sewing ability, or if you're in a rush, then I wouldn't really recommend it. These would have been like 3 strips I would have sewn together, and then the round I would cut out. And when you put them together, on one side you get that. You fold it over. Oh. Magic! So these seams I'm trying to show you here is actually just, if this, again, or if you're using stretch knit, you can just tuck in the two sides here for your waist. But if you're using a non-stretch fabric, then you would need to put darts in and then put a zipper down probably this side. And yeah, this is just a visual aid for anyone who really needed to physically see what the two patterns look like. So I hope so. That's pretty much it. I did the math for how much I need. So they're all 8.5 inches, the strips. That's how tall they are. And then this piece, for whatever reason, is a little bit smaller than that. This is just an artistic choice I made based on the costume. I know that some people don't even put the gray flap on, so I think Homestuck is one of those really great series in which everyone can have different interpretations of different costumes, especially because the references aren't always consistent between. So essentially you have the piece that you have sewn all the strips together with, so there are 4 here, and then you have the one piece that you'll sew it to, and yeah, it's pretty simplistic. I don't really think there's that much explanation I need to do for this costume. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the comments below or send me an ask on Tumblr, and I'm happy to help in any way I can. Alright? So see you guys!